Every single day, people wake up with dreams, ideas, and ambitions, but they bury them alive under excuses, fears, and self-doubt. They wait for the perfect moment, the right conditions, the sign from the universe telling them, it's time. But here's the hard truth. There is no perfect moment. There is no ideal time. The comfort zone is the most dangerous place in the world. It tricks you into believing you are safe. But in reality, it is a slow death. The person you could have been, that person dies every single time you choose. Comfort over risk life doesn't reward the people who sit on the sidelines waiting for permission. Life rewards those who jump in, who take chances, who bet on themselves when no one else does. If you want a story worth telling, if you want a life worth remembering, you have to take risks. No risk, no story. Ask yourself what's stopping you. Fear, failure, judgment. Fear is not the enemy. Fear is the compass. Fear is the guide that shows you exactly where you need to go. Most people run away from fear thinking that avoiding it will make them safe. But the truth is fear is a signal. It's the universe pointing you towards something bigger, something better, something you are meant to do. The only people who succeed are the ones who walk straight into fear and take action. Anyway, what if you fail? So what, you get up, you learn, you grow. But what if you never even try? That's the real failure. That's what will haunt you when you're old, looking back, realizing you played it safe. When you should have gone all in. Regret is far heavier than failure. Regret is permanent. Failure is just a lesson. You'll fail. You will get knocked down, but failure doesn't. Define you what you do next. Does the biggest risk in life is not taking one. Think about every person who changed the world. They took risks. They didn't play it safe. Steve Jobs dropped out of college and risked everything to build Apple. Oprah was fired from her first TV job and told she wasn't good enough. Elon Musk went broke after selling PayPal because he reinvested every dollar into his next ideas. They weren't born special. They weren't handed success. They took risks when others hesitated. They had no guarantee, no safety net, no certainty that things would work out. But they did it anyway. And that's why they succeeded. Most people never achieve greatness because they refuse to gamble on themselves. They wait, they hesitate, they convince themselves that it's too risky. But what's riskier, taking a shot at your dreams, or waking up years from now stuck in a life you hate? The truth is, everything is a risk. Starting a business is a risk. Quitting your job is a risk. Chasing your dream is a risk, but you know what else is a risk? Wasting your entire life settling for. Lest the secret to success isn't talent. It isn't intelligence. It isn't luck. The secret to success is having the guts to take risks and keep going. No matter how hard it gets, every successful person you admire has failed, and not just once, over and over again. They've lost money, lost hope, lost confidence, but they never lost the ability to try again. Michael Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team. He could have quit. He didn't. J.K. Rowling was rejected times before anyone gave Harry Potter a chance. The difference between winners and losers is that whiners don't let failure stop them. Every failure is a lesson. Every loss is just fuel for the next attempt. The only real failure is quitting if you do nothing. Nothing changes. You can sit in the same job in the same city, doing the same things every day, and years from now, you'll be in the exact same place. Or you can take a risk. You can decide today that enough is enough. You can step into the unknown. Take a leap and see what happens. Because the truth is, no one is coming to save you. No one is going to push you. No one is going to hold your hand and make you go after what you want. At the end of the day, it's you versus you. No more waiting. No more excuses. No more sitting on the sidelines. You either take the risk or you watch life pass you by. No risk, no story. Taking risks isn't just about success. It's about becoming the person you were meant to be. It's about breaking free from the limits you've placed on yourself. It's about proving to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. People spend their entire lives playing it safe, following the rules, doing what they're told, only to end up with a life they never wanted. They do everything right, go to school, get a degree, get a job, save money, but they still feel empty. They still feel like something is missing, and that's because they never took a risk. They never followed their passion. They never bet on themselves playing it safe. Doesn't guarantee success, it guarantees mediocrity. Most people are afraid to take risks because they are afraid to fail. But failure is not the enemy. Failure is the process. Every failure brings you one step closer to success. Every mistake teaches you something you need to know. The only way to truly fail is to never try at all. Imagine looking back on your life and realizing that you never took the leap. You never went after what you truly wanted because you were too scared. That is the real tragedy. That is the real loss. The world is full of people who had dreams, who had talent, who had potential, but they let fear win. They let the fear of failure stop them from even trying, and now they're left with nothing but regret. The question is, what kind of story do you want to tell? Do you want to tell the story of someone who played it safe, who followed the rules, who never stepped outside of their comfort zone? Or do you want to tell the story of someone who went all in, who took risks, who chased their dreams with everything they had? You are the author of your own story. Every decision you make is a sentence in that story. Every risk you take is a new chapter. The only way to write a story worth telling is to take risks. No risk, no story. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for the fear to go away. It won't. Fear will always be there. Doubt will always be there. But the people who succeed are the ones who act in spite of it. The ones who feel the fear and do it anyway. The ones who refuse to let fear control them. The world doesn't belong to those who wait. It belongs to those who take risks, those who jump, those who go. All in the world belongs to the bold. The world belongs to the risk takers. You don't have to be the smartest. You don't have to be the most talented. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to be willing to take a chance, to put yourself out there, to fail, to learn, and to keep going no matter what. Because at the end of the day, you only get one life, one chance to do something incredible, one chance to make your mark, one chance to tell a story worth remembering. So take the risk, make the jump, write your story, because no risk, no story. Most people live their lives as if they have unlimited time. They wake up, go through the motions, follow the same routine, and tell themselves that one day they'll chase their dreams, one day they'll take the risk, one day they'll finally start, but one day never comes. They keep waiting, keep procrastinating, keep making excuses until suddenly time runs out. And when they finally look back, they realize that the life they wanted was always within reach. They were just too scared to grab it. There is no guarantee that tomorrow will come. No guarantee that you'll get another chance. No guarantee that the opportunity in front of you will be there next year, next month, or even next week. You have to act now. The biggest mistake people make is believing they have time. You don't. Time is the most precious resource you have, and once it's gone, you can never get it back. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes. The more you hesitate, the more excuses you create, and before you know it, you've wasted years waiting for the perfect moment that never existed in the first place. You don't need permission. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need the perfect plan. You just need to start, because here's the truth. Action creates clarity. The more you do, the more you learn. The more you learn, the more confident you become. And the more confident you become, the less fear controls you. But it all starts with one thing: taking the risk. Stop overthinking. Stop doubting yourself. Stop playing small. Life is short. And if you're not living on the edge, if you're not taking chances, you're wasting it. No one remembers the person who played it safe. No one talks about the guy who spent his whole life in the shadows, afraid to take a chance. The people who make history, who change the world, who build legacies, those are the people who were willing to bet everything on themselves. They weren't fearless. They were scared just like you. But they did it anyway, and that's the difference between success and mediocrity. Most people never take risks because they are waiting for the right moment, the, the right opportunity, the right circumstances. But let me tell you something. There is no right moment. There is no perfect time. There is only now. And if you don't take the leap today, you'll find another excuse tomorrow, and then another and another, until one day you realize that you've wasted your entire life waiting. Instead of doing, what would your life look like if you weren't afraid? What would you do if failure wasn't an option? What kind of person would you become if you decided right now that you were done playing small. Because that's the decision you have to make right here, right now. No more waiting, no more hesitation, no more letting fear control you. This is your moment, this is your chance, and you have to take it. Taking risks isn't just about success, it's about who you become in the process. When you take a risk, when you step outside of your comfort zone, you don't just move closer to your goals, you become stronger. You become more resilient. You become the kind of person who doesn't back down from challenges, who doesn't give up at the first sign of failure, who doesn't let fear dictate their life. And that's what separates winners from losers. It's not talent, it's not intelligence, it's courage. The courage to take risks, the courage to fail, the courage to get back up and keep going. No matter what, look at the most successful people in the world. Every single one of them has a story filled with failure, rejection, and setbacks. But they also have one thing in common: they never quit. They never let failure define them. They never let fear stop them. They took risks that most people were too scared to take, and that's why they succeeded. That's why they have the life you dream about. And if you want that life, you have to do what they did. You have to take the leap. You might fail. You might fall flat on your face. You might lose money, lose time, lose confidence. But what's the alternative? Stay exact where you are. Live a life of regret, always wondering what could have been. That's not living, that's existing. And you weren't born just to exist. You were born to do something great. But greatness doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who dare to take risks. People will doubt you. They will tell you that you're crazy, that you're making a mistake, that you should play it safe. And do you know why? Because they are too scared to take risks themselves. And the moment they see you stepping up, the moment they see you doing something they never had the courage to do, they will try to pull you back down. Misery loves company. Most people would rather see you fail than be reminded of their own fears. But that's not your problem. Your only job is to prove them wrong. When you take risks, you inspire others to do the same. You show them what's possible. You become the proof that it can be done. And that's what the world needs more. People willing to go after what they want. More people willing to take chances. More people willing to live. Playing it safe won't get you there. It won't make you happy. It won't give you a story worth telling. Imagine looking back on your life years from now and knowing that you gave it everything, that you took every opportunity, that you didn't let fear stop you, that you have a story worth telling, a legacy worth leaving behind. That's what taking risks gives you. That's what living without fear looks like. So stop waiting, stop hesitating, stop doubting yourself. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is your willingness to take a risk. No one is going to do it for you. No one is going to hand you success. You have to go out and take it. You have to be willing to bet on yourself, to trust yourself, to go all in on your dreams. Because at the end of the day, you either take the risk or you spend your life wishing you had no risk, no story,